Hello, everybody. Oh my goodness. This isn't Addict's Bones. Is there an echo? Shit. Is there an echo or is it Echo Kelly? I tested everything but the audio, and I know that is arguably the most important thing to test, but I did not test the audio. I truly have no idea how to fix that, Bones. I don't even know why it would be echoing. Any tips? People who've been streaming before? I'm not listening to it. I don't have two mics. I'm not listening to the stream. Audio channels. I don't even know what those are, to be honest. Yes, I noticed that. How's that? Okay, the music is echoing because I've decided to play music in quite simply the stupidest way possible, which I will elaborate on once we get into things. But it won't happen again. I have fixed that. Is the mic still echoing? Very echo. Alright, time for some live tech support while I... Advanced audio properties. We have somehow run out my starting stream soon video, which is 8 minutes long, so... Yeah, guys, my thing does not look like this, and also tech support through Discord, or not Discord delay, even stream delay. You get to watch the lava fall again. Or we could go to intermission. I actually don't know if you can hear me on this one. Wonderful, okay. I didn't forget to add the mic to this one. Grand. You know, I bet if I used the taskbar, I would stop closing things accidentally. Advanced audio properties, okay. But yeah, remind me to explain to you guys how I was playing the music because it's ridiculous. Riveting stream content, I'm sure. No, that would have been even funnier, honestly. Bones, the thing is, I have one mic. Like, my laptop straight up cannot detect my headphone mic anymore because of my futzing with it. I literally have one mic to use. So it's great that that it's not terrible. It's great that my computer mic is good. Okay, well, how delayed is the echo? That's my question. Ah, that's clever. Is it is the echo a lot quieter? Because that would make sense. Hmm. Yeah, okay. Then I think Bones is correct. I don't know what to do about fixing that. I can turn off desktop audio, you guys don't get to hear anything. Actually, just as a test, do I still have the echo now? Am I still echoing? Yeah, okay, it's not my desktop audio then. Hmm. It's not playing out loud, like I can hear it, or I can take off my headphones and there's no other sound. Oh, we've passed the recalibrating video as well. Grand. Bones! What the hell, man? Damn. 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 Bones trying to ruin my stream? Bones jealous arc? Damn. That's so funny. That's so funny. Oh my god. That's so funny. Okay. Enough of that. We're getting into things. Welcome to the game. Minecraft just crashed. Back to intermission. Crisis continued. Minecraft just crashed. Oh, god damn it. Well, that's fun. That's good. We're off to a great start here, gang. Uh. Yeah, you guys weren't exactly specific about the echo. Nobody else said they heard an echo. Everybody else just said it's fine, which doesn't insist upon the fact that there was no echo for anyone else. Yeah. It's an understandable issue, but I also trust Bones' judgment considering I am streaming on their account. Yeah, exactly. Bones, I trusted you. Oh shit, my laptop's gonna die. I should have had this plugged in. That's probably why the game crashed. So the way that I was playing music was hold on, the game might crash again. The way that I was playing music was I was using the Minecraft command that plays like a sound effect, and I was using that to just play music, but I also had music turned on my game, so it just started playing music twice. So there was an actual echo of the music, but that was just two completely different music tracks playing at the same time, and for that I am sorry. Yay, it's not picking up the game. It was just... there it is. You guys see the game? Oh boy. My computer is chugging. We see it? Okay. The stream delay on my end is terrible because my computer is chugging right now, but welcome to the stream. It's Zircon's Tower Hour. You guys get to be here while I do literally the most boring thing in the game. But you get to talk to me while I do it. And I get to barely read chat while I do it. So everybody wins. Yeah, I can see you guys. And also, if you want music now, I can do the thing again. Do you guys have any specific music track you want to hear from the game? Because we have all of these. I'd play the end music, but I know a lot of people don't like it, so. You know what? The menu music is banger. I'm not just playing cave noises. uh. Mr. For me. Let me know if that's too loud. I can turn it down. Well, Corey, the worst part is this is fully like a server. Like, this is the SM3. Meaning I'd have to set up some kind of command block something or other, and I don't think Bones wants me doing that just so I can play cave noises on repeat and drive everybody out of the stream. It would be funny, but also, it'd be a lot of work. A lot of work that is not building the Tower of Babel. Because that's what we're building today, guys. In fact, I can fly away and show you guys the entirety of this thing. It is okay. You know what we're gonna do? How about instead of doing this properly, I just play it on a different channel. Oh, it's raining. I mean, not here, but somewhere. There's the music. Hey, it's Echo Kelly. Alright, the music still seems loud to me, but... It's a little bit quieter. Hell yeah, we love Minecraft for the soul. And Minecraft for the any other reason. There it is. So here's the tower. I should have gotten a recent count of how tall it is. I did not do that. How many floors up we are, anyhow. I mean, we can just go down and check. Four, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at 9 floors tall now. Pretty decent height. And yeah, this is basically what I've been doing for a long time. You may have heard me sigh deeply there. There's a reason. It's that for some godforsaken reason, our friend Goblin has filled the end of this server with chickens. And I don't want to be conceited when I say this, but I do think it was specifically done to piss me off. And boy howdy is it working. Like, I can't do anything in there. I go in there and it's a fucking mess. Also, I think sound alerts are working, but I'm not entirely sure, so if someone wants to redeem one to make sure, that'd be appreciated. Hennicide. I mean, I was already kind of doing that with the chicken pit, and... oh, there it is. And, you know, I wouldn't say it turned out well for me, considering that it led to... well, firstly, the egg deficit, but secondly, the truly staggering number of chickens in the end right now. In fact, I'll go through the portal and we can look at how many there are. Well, yeah, it would. I'm streaming on your thing, dude. Why do you have OBS open? You're not streaming. Do you know, Corey? Please elaborate. Bones is just gonna, like, silently take over the stream from me and just not tell me. And then I'll look up from building in, like, an hour. And Bones will have been streaming instead of me. That's a great question, but also one that I literally don't have the technical know-how to fix or repair afterwards, so maybe not right now. We could do it when I end stream. That'd be funny. Man, if I had started streaming when I was like... oh, you know what? I've messed up. Damn it. Okay, we have to go and fix some things, but if I'd started streaming, like, 5 years ago, I would have been a way better streamer, because when I was, like, much younger, I just would never shut up. And unfortunately, the world has a little bit beat that out of me. And so it's like, well, now people are here to listen to me talk for hours on end. And I'm just allowed to do that now. And instead, I'm gonna sit here half silent while I build. Also, I very specifically set up the stream overlay so that you guys can see Minecraft chat, because I always love looking at Minecraft chat in other people's streams. And I didn't even know if people were going to be on today. It was just like, oh, I gotta make sure everyone gets to look at stupid bullshit. Oh man, this time I get to pick the raid message. Hey, it's Corey. Who would have guessed? Oh yeah, I didn't fix the aspect ratio of my game, so you guys can't see the lefternmost and rightmost things. That's Corey. You can kind of tell. Oh, there's too many people on. Alrighty. I gotta fix the other thing. This one should be... I know it does echo, I just can't stand playing full screen mode. It makes me absolutely insane. So... I've been playing this game for a long time, and I've been playing it a very specific way for a long time, and I dropped a block, so I'm gonna go get it. Grand. Hey, it's Gore. But yeah, this is the stream plan. I'm just gonna sit here, gonna build, gonna chat. What's your plan? Is it hennicide? I'm gonna sip my Dr. Pepper. I saved one can of the Dr. Pepper and cream soda that I got while visiting Bones. And so I've got that now. It's the very last can that I have. Yeah, I was considering going around and offing a bunch of those chickens so that I could stock the tower with food. Because this thing is a walk. Hey Goblin, welcome to the shit show. I'm hanging out, I'm having a good time. I'm building bridges. I mean, yeah, I don't need it right now. I mean, nobody's going... What's up, Goblin? What's wrong? Yeah, I'm not. I'm working on the tower. That didn't work. I'm just saying that I need a large amount of food for the tower, because this is a long walk, and, well, there just so happens to be an even larger amount of chickens on the server, and chickens are surprisingly made of food. Alrighty. Christ. I also have, like, a lot of steak, because I was farming leather for bones. They're made of food, what do you want me to say, Bones? What else are they made of? Meat? Proteins? Iron rich? I don't actually have access to cows, Goblin. The cow machine I use is quite limited in its scope. I can go show you it. For those of you confused as to why Goblin is, accusing me, they got pranked. They got a bunch of cows put in their house. You got stolen from too, didn't you? I honestly don't remember what entirely happened. Oh yeah, one of your animals died, and your jukebox was stolen. I remember that one. Yeah. I fucked up the tower again, hold on. Oh god damn it! Okay. I look at chat for 1 second. One of these times I'm gonna fall straight off the tower and I'm gonna be even more mad. Can't win them all. Goblin, don't you smile at me. Smile. Alrighty, so I have a collection of stories to tell. I have a list. Took a page out of Bones' book. And so there are 6 things on here, and I want you guys to tell me what you want to hear. It is not a Bones list, it is just my list. So I have 6 stories on here. I know that some of you have heard them. I know that Bones has heard all of them, but also, this is my stream. So Bones gets to rehear one of them. There's only 6, Goblin. But I can tell you the titles before you vote on which one. I'm trying to multitask here, and I'm not great at that. All right, Goblin, you have an input? You have a story you want to hear? The stories up for offer are the Trespassing Server story, the Sweatpants story, the Piss Bowl story, the Oleander story, the Big Quartz Rock story, and the Off-Brand Kinder Egg story. So, we got a grand selection here. Corey wants to hear the Sweatpants story. That's good. Alright. We'll start with sweatpants then, that's 2 votes for it. Hold on, actually. This is one of the rare ones that I actually wrote down, because after it happened to me, I was so deeply confused that I had to write it down to make sure that it's still, like, it actually happened, you know? And I think I messed up the tower again. God damn it. I keep forgetting that there's supposed to be doorways in this. Alrighty. Okay. So that's good. Okay. So, I used to go camping at the same place every year. I'd, like, go with my family. And one year we went there, and this campsite had a beach right next to it. So we'd all head down to the beach and just, like, spend the day there. So one year, I was at the beach, I had some of my cousins there, and we were just kind of hanging out. And, this beach had a floating dock. So we were out on the floating dock, and it was full of kids who were just all playing this game of shove each other off the floating dock. You know, like kids do. And so we were playing along, we were having fun. And all of a sudden, everybody involved in this game just completely drops what they were doing, runs to the side of the floating dock, and people are, like, hanging off the poles, like, reaching out as far as they can, to scream at the top of their lungs, "Sweatpants!" And just this as a chorus of, like, kids to teenagers just screaming this. So, of course, me and my cousins are very confused, and we go to try and figure out what the hell is happening. And then floating by, like a couple of moments later, just floating by peacefully on a floaty, wearing, very specifically, floated by this kid wearing no shirt and a pair of sweatpants. And these were not, like, this was far out into the water, far away from the shore. These sweatpants were bone dry, and this guy just had no care in the world. He's just floating by, just having the time of his life. And so, already, very strange. So we ask one of the kids on the dock, we're like, what the hell was that? And he goes, oh, that's sweatpants. And leaves it at that. Like, that's an explanation in this kid's eyes, is that that was sweatpants. So, whatever. So later on, we are on the beach now, me and my cousins. We've had our fill of swimming, we're just hanging out. And we see this same kid come up on shore, sweatpants, comes up on shore, takes the floaty that he was floating on, and chucks it at a random family on the beach, and then just kind of starts sprinting up and down the beach for a while. So, we watched that happen, we're just hanging out. I'm, like, sunbathing. And more time passes. So, it's maybe like an hour after that, nailed it. Hold on. Everybody sunbathes, Goblin. What the hell? I won't be called a cat boy on not even my own stream. Alright. Uh, let's see. Oh yeah. So about an hour passes, and we kind of stop paying attention to the random kid running up and down the beach in soaking wet sweatpants. And this kid walks up to us, walks up to me and my cousins, because we had like sand toys out, you know, building sand castles and whatever. This kid walks up to us and goes, "Hi, can I join you guys?" And I'm like, "Sure?" "Can I build sandcastles with you guys?" is what he said. And so, this is someone we have literally never met, and know only the very basics of the other kids on this beach call him Sweatpants, and that's it. So we're like, yeah, whatever. And he builds sandcastles with us for a while. And he starts off this interaction by taking off his sweatpants and putting them down in the sand, and these are soaking wet pants. And he goes, "Do you mind if I just wear my underwear? It's basically a bikini." And it was not. It was like boxers. Yeah. And then he just like sat down in the sand, still like soaking wet, like just an unpleasant situation. So we just kind of sit with this and let this happen. We're building sandcastles. Me and my cousins are kind of just ignoring this as a situation. And for some reason, and I truly don't know why, one of my cousins asks this kid, "Are you homeless?" And this kid responded by stealing one of our sand toys and breaking into a dead sprint across the beach. So my cousin chased him down, threw a bucket of water at him, and then got the no, goblin. Oh god. Oh god. No. So yeah, we get our sand toy back after my cousin has it thrown at him, and we kind of just continue on our day. And Sweatpants doesn't bother us after that. So a day later, we are back at the beach. We are talking to more of those kids who like hang out on the floating dock, and we like ask about Sweatpants again because what a deeply interesting individual. And I have to read what I wrote because oh no, this wasn't the end. This wasn't a new day. This was the same day because Sweatpants' sweatpants were still in the sand. At the end of this story is the end of the story after we like asked about him and learned that he had been coming to the beach completely alone for a week. No one had seen him before. And that he was borrowing that floaty from the family, which was literally just people he had never met before. So the ending of this story is he came up to us, apologized, grabbed his sweatpants out of the sand, and just put them on, full of sand and water, and then just left. And that's it. That's all of the story. That's the entirety of it. We never saw him again. As far as we knew, like, I think that was literally the last year I ever went there, so I never knew. I don't know if he ever went back to be on that beach again. Yeah. So that's Sweatpants. That's. He also did introduce himself to us with his name, which I've omitted here. See, who doesn't want to be known as an enigma at a random beach? Also, what happened, Goblin? Hey, Ender. Welcome to the stream. Bones is still recovering, so I'm your substitute teacher. Oh yeah. That is definitely a glitch in the Matrix story if I've ever had one. I've probably had a bigger glitch in the Matrix story. It's worth noting that this is the same beach that I was almost hit by a car at. That's not really a story, it was just like, I did just almost get hit by a car. But I was fine. And, yeah, so there was a crosswalk. This was a terribly set up beach and camping area combo, because there was, like, the area where you could camp, there was a busy main road, and then there was a beach, and there was one crosswalk. And so I was crossing at the crosswalk, and I had, like, waited for the pedestrian light to come on and everything, because I'm a very careful person. And, somebody blew past the thing anyway. And I had been moments from stepping out into the crosswalk when this giant truck, like, flew past at full speed limit. And that was terrifying. And, like, I'm a small person. If that had hit me, it absolutely would have killed me. Like, there's no choice. No chance. But yeah, that was fun. And then I still had to cross the crosswalk because, like, my entire family was down on the beach. And I had to be like, hey, I almost just got hit by a car. Yep, good old driving. I love my private Twitch chat in the form of Minecraft chat. I feel like everyone has some kind of story where they almost died as a kid. I mean, perhaps I would just wasn't the most supervised child, but, like, who doesn't have a story of almost dying as a kid? Yeah, Goblin, that's insanity to me. How did your family keep glass tables around it? Like, I can kind of understand, too. I can kind of understand it happening twice. But after the second time, why would they keep glass tables in the house? I think that's a good rule to make, Bones. I really do. Okay, yeah, but once your child breaks two of them, once your child breaks two glass tables, I feel like it's your prerogative as a parent to get rid of the third glass table before it gets broken. Because it wasn't even just you broke it, you fell through it. Like, you've proven that you can't be around glass tables. Anyway. Now, on to the next story. Exactly! Like, what are you doing? Alrighty. We now have the trespassing server story, the piss bowl story, the oleander story, the big quartz rock story, and the off-brand Kinder Egg story. Let me know which one you guys want to hear, or else I'm just gonna tell my favorite one from what's left on the list. Alright, we got a vote for trespassing, we got a vote for oleander. Also, if I'm saying oleander wrong, I know I might be, but also, the proper way to pronounce it annoys me, so I'm gonna keep saying oleander. Fuck. Okay, trespassing. That's a fun one. So this is one that I think most people here are already aware of, but it's also one of the weirdest things I've done online. just kind of in general. Yeah, Goblin was there for this one. Goblin was there for like the climax of this one. It is a very good story. Ah, beautiful. So, I have a friend, who, for stream purposes, we will call Milk Boy. And I still need to tell Milk Boy about calling him that on stream. In any case, I was helping him set up a server for his school, like a while ago, like months ago. And, so I was helping him set up some, like, command things, some whatever. I'll try to do it justice. And I helped him with, like, a parkour thing. I got to compete in it a little bit. It was a fun little time. And so, that was that. Some time passes, the server closes, because it was just, like, not Atronos, but Shockbite, I think? He was just paying someone to host a server for him. And so, after a while, he stopped paying, the server closes, whatever. Now, a while after this, and I mean months, and I wish I had actual timestamps for this because I feel like it would help to understand. I guess it doesn't really matter. So, months later, I never clear out my server listings just because I don't really see the need to. And as a result, the server that Milkboy hosted, I saw when it went online again. And I was like, huh, that's weird. So I join in. It lets me on no problem. So I'm like, oh, I guess he must have restarted it. 1 second. Excuse me. Had to sneeze. Oh, he must have restarted the server. I join in. And it's just like a basic survival server. With, a very interesting seed. So basically, for as far as I cared to travel in... So a good 1,000 blocks in all directions from spawn, there were no biomes that naturally had trees. There was desert, there was eroded mesa, and there was warm ocean and river, and that's it. So no biomes that naturally generated trees at all, which made it a very interesting challenge world. Now, I know Milkboy, I know he's a fan of challenge worlds, so I figured, oh, he found a cool seed, put it on a server for him and his friends. Great. So, I'm playing on there for like an hour, and then I think, oh, maybe he had this world in mind for like a special event. Maybe I should ask him to make sure I can keep playing on it. Also, just side note, I was thriving on this challenge world. I also love a challenge world. I went and I killed an iron golem with my fist. I made an iron pickaxe out of dead bushes and the iron golem. I was doing great. So, I text Milkboy, and I'm like, hey dude, why'd you bring the server back online? Do you have something planned? And he goes, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, your Minecraft server, it's back online. And he goes, oh, I stopped paying for that. And I'm like, oh, that's weird. And so then it kind of slowly dawns on me that Shockbite reuses their IPs. Meaning that at this point, I had found myself on some random person's server, and they just didn't have a whitelist to keep me out. So now this is why it's called the trespassing story. I was fully not allowed on this server, I was just there. And I was like, okay. Well, I've been playing for a couple of hours now. I've gotten myself situated. I don't want to leave. I'm gonna keep playing. It is the best part. It's the best part of this entire story, is that I found out that this was some random person's server, and I just kinda kept going. I just stuck around. 'Cause, like... It cracks me up. I love this story. So, I'm on this server. I'm fucking around. I'm thriving. This was here's another important thing. This was my very first time playing with the new 1.18 world gen, which means that I was playing with the new caves for the very first time on this server. So of course I want to keep playing to like explore the new world gen and explore the new caves. And right next to where I set up my base was this massive, massive base. Or massive cave that just went like straight down to bedrock. It was humongous, and like on nowadays standard caves, it was like medium big, but because it was brand new, this was like the biggest cave I'd ever seen in this game. So I had to keep playing. So I made a little base. Well, if you've seen me play Minecraft before, you know I'm not really one for building, I say, doing this. I'm not one for building a nice place to live. I had a server where I lived in a ditch for the entire run of the server, just because I never felt the need to make an actual base. And by a ditch, I mean I found a ditch, I filled it with a bunch of redstone farms, and then I never put walls or a roof on it. I don't even think I put a floor on it. I think I was literally living on grass for the entirety of that server. Yeah, exactly. I'm building the tower. It's not even a challenge. Like, the parkour is built because I do enjoy building in this game. Oh, I guess that's kind of a stream spoiler. There's a fun little thing in here. Guys. It's not really a secret, but I don't think it has been mentioned on stream before. So, in any case, I've kind of like, it was one of those caves where the top part of it kind of extended from the surface. So there was kind of like a bowl that I was living in, and then it just led into the big cave. And so I'm playing on there for a couple of hours that day. And I never see a single other person log on. And keep in mind, this is the first day that this server has been online. Because, like, it's just, I don't have that many server listings, and in fact, that server is actually right next to the SM3. So I noticed it immediately when it was back online. And, yeah. So, I was playing on this, and I'd never seen a single other person log in, which was weird to me. So I think, whatever. Maybe I'll meet somebody else who goes on the server, and I can explain to them that they should put a whitelist on their server. Or maybe I won't. And actually, I need to sleep, because I think I'm coming up on phantom time, and this is the wrong place to fight phantoms in, because, like, damn. Phantoms specialize in knocking you off of things, and this is a project that you don't want to fall. But I love them anyway. Phantoms are my favorite mob in the game. I didn't have Twitter when the original mob vote happened, but if they did, I would have voted for the Phantom. I'm a proud Phantom supporter. You can write that on my gravestone. I'm doing like a giant embroidery of a Phantom. And by right now, I mean I've been working on it for months, and it's just kind of sitting there half-finished. But in any case, back to the story at hand. I'd never seen a single other person log into this server, and I kind of just kept playing on it because it was like a fun, interesting challenge world, and I love a challenge world. So, 2 days pass. 2 days of me playing on this server pass. And, again, still, I had never seen a single other person play on this server. Like, at all. And I thought, okay, there must be... But the thing was, my base was far away from spawn, and I knew exactly where spawn was. And so every so often I'd travel back there, and I could see, like, proof. Like, people were playing on this server, I was just never catching them. And I mean, considering my usual time that I play Minecraft at, it's not that weird if they're in the same time zone as me, because I was playing Minecraft. Actually, no, that's not true, because during those 2 days, I was on it basically the entire day, because I had nothing better to do. Needless to say, I was playing a lot on this world, and I had gotten to the point that I had everything I needed to go fight their dragon. And I didn't really want to go fight their dragon, because at this point, I had never interacted with these people at all. At all. I'd never seen a single other person on there. I'd seen people in, like, the server list, like, you know how you can tab over and see, like, who's on a server? I'd seen one person on there before, but I couldn't remember their username at that time. And the reason I bring that up will become important in a minute. But other than that, I'd never seen a single other person play. So, I'd been playing on the server for, I think... Here's the problem with telling a story where other people were there for it. Some people might remember things better than I do for, like, certain parts of it. And one of those things that others might remember better than I is how long I actually played on the server. I want to say it was 3 days, but I'm not sure. In any case, I was playing on the server, and I was at the point where I could go beat their dragon. Yeah, I want to say 3 days. I'm just gonna say 3 days. Stream can have misinformation if they want. I can go back and check the things if they want. If I'm wrong, I'll tweet about it later. Maybe. But in any case, I've been playing on this for 3 days, like 3 IRL days. And I was ready to beat their dragon. And I had found the stronghold, and I had gotten all the eyes. And another important part of this is that despite this being my first, like, foray into 1.18 caves, I hadn't died on that world yet. Like, I had never died, which is less strange for me nowadays, but when this story happened, was kind of like a feat for me. So, I'm in a Discord call, and I'm streaming my screen to some of my friends. I believe it was Goblin and Dawson for sure, but I feel like there was one more person in the call. You guys can correct me on that one. But, I'm streaming, I'm playing. They can see my screen. And I was showing them the path to the stronghold. Like, I literally was showing them the path and being like, I don't want to beat their dragon. These people have been absolutely nothing to me, let alone any kind of mean to me, because I'm just kind of playing on the server they're paying for free, you know? Like, if anyone was in the wrong at this point, it was me. Which was a common sentiment I felt through the entirety of playing on this server, was that it very much felt like trespassing. Like, I was kind of worried just whenever that they were gonna log on and be like, who the hell are you? Get off of our server. But it just hadn't happened yet. I think the exact wording I used was, I feel like I'm living in their walls. So I'm cruising, I'm playing, and it's 3 a.m. I remember that time very specifically. It was 3 a.m. and somebody logs on to the server. Now, this is the first time I had ever seen anyone log on to the server while I was playing. This is the first time I ever could have gotten caught. And something that Minecraft will actually let you do nowadays is you can hide yourself from server listings, like you can hide your username. And that's just like a privacy setting you can turn on. And while I was doing the trespassing thing, I thought it was proper to do that. So, if I hadn't done anything when this person logged on, I may not have been found out. But they log on, and I panic and log out instantly. So, I've logged out. They just saw my logout message. Whoever was playing knows I am there. Very certain. For certain. They know I'm there. I made sure of it. And then I watched the server listing. I refreshed it a couple times. And the person who logged in logs out. So, here's where the fun part of the story begins, because all of this was just build up so far. So now, I finally have a username of someone who plays on this server. And what do you do with Minecraft usernames? You plug them into NameMC. I do it with everybody, I love it. And usually I'm just doing it to try and get a gauge of how long I think the person's been playing the game, but also it's just kind of like a curiosity thing. It's like, interesting. So we plug this person's name into NameMC, and we scroll down a little bit, and we find out that one of their old usernames used to be Anime Nazi. Which is not the greatest username to have had, you know? So at this point, Goblin and Dawson are both in my ear, and they are like, you have to get on there right now and beat their dragon. And I'm like, I know, because I know that they've just found a random stranger on their server. And who in their right mind wouldn't immediately put a whitelist on their server after that? So I'm like, okay, my time is limited, the clock is ticking, I'm ready to beat their dragon right now. I will never have another chance at this. And now, Goblin and Dawson are in my ear saying they deserve what's coming to them, their username is Anime Nazi. Or was Anime Nazi, and I'm like, yeah, you're right. And so I log back in, no one else logs in. I'm like waiting for the hammer to drop, I'm waiting to get whitelisted out at any second. And I just go in, and I fight their dragon. So I beat the dragon. It was a pretty epic fight, if I do say so myself. I had gotten launched, and I wasn't very good at water bucket clutches before, and so I'm like, okay, I had no ender pearls, I had no other way of saving myself, and I perfectly water bucket clutch a drop that absolutely would have killed me. And it wasn't even that I had the best of gear at that point, I just had I think I had enchanted iron. Is what I was going with. But yeah, I beat the dragon, and I didn't die during it, and that was the first time in my entire life that I had ever beat the game without dying, A, and B, without cheating at all. Because I couldn't cheat, because I was on some random person's server. So, yeah, I beat the dragon. And then I had packed a bunch of beds to try and use beds to kill the dragon, and I never used a single one of them. So what I did instead was I took the dragon egg, and I left all of the beds on the ground in the end in the shape of an L. Because I beat their dragon first, and they can take that L. So, yeah. And then I log out for the night, satisfied that I had... Or no. What did I do after that? Yeah, I was very happy that I'd beaten the dragon. I went back to the overworld, and then I'm like, okay. I know my time on this server is limited. I know that tomorrow I won't be able to log in. They will absolutely have a whitelist. I'm going to the best of my ability, ruin this world. No, I left the note after. Or actually, no, I left the note during the 3 days that I was playing. I had left a note at my base, which was a book and in a lectern. Because literally, there was no wood to spare for anything. Like, to spare wood for making a sign would have been silly in the situation I was in, because this still was very much a challenge world, right? So I stole a lectern from a village, I made a book and quill, and left a note at the thing that said, hey, this is my username, this is my Discord, if you want to message me, please message me. Your server's very cool, I like this seed a lot, I can leave it if you want, and I suggest a whitelist, but can I please have the seed to this world? And as far as I know, they never actually found that note, but it was left. There was an attempt made to communicate during this entire debacle. So, I beat the dragon, I'm feeling satisfied with myself, and I thought, okay, if I never get to play on this world again, I'm gonna ruin it to the best of my ability. So I went to the stronghold. No, firstly, I went to the Nether Fortress, and I broke all of the blaze spawners. And then I destroyed my path to the Nether Fortress. Then I went to the stronghold, and the original plan was to break the stronghold portal with, like, bedrock breaking stuff, but that kind of fell through. So instead, I just fully encased the stronghold, or the end portal, in obsidian, and I cut off the rest of the stronghold from the portal room in a way that looked just like regular stronghold generation. So as far as they were concerned, if they found this stronghold, it just didn't have an end portal room. And then I tried to rig my base to blow up, but I didn't have enough TNT to do it. And then I logged off for the night. And in the morning, I tried logging in just out of curiosity, and sure enough, I was banned. There was a whitelist on, I could not log in. So I thought, oh, that's the end of the story, whatever. I had my fun, I trespassed on someone's server, that was fun. Oh, there's a commercial going. Thanks, Stream Elements. I'm just gonna wait to finish the story. Someone tell Goblin I'm not gonna continue telling the story, because this is an ultimate pet peeve of mine, is when streamers keep talking and keep, like, doing things while an ad is running, like anyone has the choice. I'm just gonna tell them in chat. Let me know when ads have finished, and I will continue the story. I don't know if it's been a minute, to be honest. I'm just gonna wait to be safe. Because if I was trying to listen to that story and I got an ad, I would be pissed. Ads are over? Alrighty. Wonderful. So where was I? Oh yeah, I figured, okay, end of story, whatever. I won't be allowed back on this server. And so I just kinda, like, went on with my life. And I didn't remove the server listing, because I still never clear out my server listings. And every so often, I'd see people online, but I was just like, oh, I've been whitelisted out, I'm not allowed to play, whatever. So I want to say, like, a week passed, and I tried logging in again, just for, like, the hell of it, just to see, and it lets me in. And so I'm now standing in the ruins of my base, because my base has been blown up, and a collection of signs have been left. And the signs read, hi. Hold on, actually, I'm gonna find the screenshot of these signs, because they were insane. And you guys probably won't be able to see this screenshot because I'm not putting in the effort to show it, but I can just read it out. Now the question is, when the hell did this happen? I take so many screenshots. It was before my single player world. Oh, you know what? Oh, here it is. Perfect. So actually, the thing that inspired me to make my single player world, and it literally kind of got me back into Minecraft, like this trespassing thing. I was like, damn, I can like play this game and not die. I'm gonna make a hardcore world. And so that's what I did. But in any case, there was a collection of signs at my base after I relogged, after I was allowed in. And the signs read, "How did you find this IP, LMAO? This is a private server. I fucking opened a chest and everything blew up. I don't fucking know if you want to talk. Discord username. Let's chat, LMAO. Signed, the person who owned this server." I never know how specific to be on stream. I'm just gonna leave it out. But so I friend request him on Discord, because who the hell wouldn't? I'm curious as all hell. And I wait. And I wait. And I wait. And there is no sign of any communication from this guy. And actually, this thumbnail, this screenshot is timestamped, so December 14th is when I got these messages. And I just kind of waited. I sent him a friend request and I didn't get a response, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And honestly, he had messages from Discord strangers turned off, which is like a good thing to do. You should do that. But that also just meant that I couldn't message him. And so I had to wait until he accepted my friend request to explain what the hell I was doing there. And he just hadn't, so I was just waiting. And I want to say it was like a month. I'm actually gonna check that, because that is curious to me. Oh damn, Discord going off. Yeah, it was a full month. So like, things had changed. I had not been playing on that server anymore because my base was completely blown up. I was just kind of doing my own thing. And I noticed every so often they'd like change what the server was set to, so it was like they were playing a mod pack for a little while, they were doing a bunch of different things, and I'd just like see people playing on it every so often. And I was content to have that be... See, exactly. That's why I was so weirded out by the fact that I was not getting like a response back, was like, clearly you want to talk to me about this, you left your Discord. Shit. You left your Discord there to, like, talk to me about this, right? Baby zombie villager. Fun. But no answer. So the world was on, like, a mod pack world for a while, which meant that I couldn't actually join it, because I wasn't going to get Forge just to snoop. Well, that is honestly in character for me, but I didn't. We'll leave it at that. And so I'm just kind of like waiting. Like I've done everything I can do in this situation to communicate with this person, and I've gotten no response. I almost did, that's true. I almost did, but also installing Forge, and then I'd also have to guess what mod packs they had installed. It just wasn't worth it. It would have been an unreasonable amount of trial and error just to be nosy. So I wait, and I'm waiting. And the world switches back to a vanilla world. And it's a new world seed, and it is not a challenge world this time, which kind of disappointed me. But of course, I join anyway. And I just, like, I do my thing. I start playing, I get going. I'm doing exactly what I did on the first world, because I'm allowed in now. Like, they whitelisted me on. They allowed me to be there specifically. Which cracks me up to the degree of the person who caught me remembered my username enough for them to whitelist me. Because, like, because I thought, oh, I want to know if they're specifically allowing me on or if they just took the whitelist off. And I had somebody else try and log into that server, and they couldn't get on. Like, they specifically whitelisted me in. And so, that was fun. No. Wait. So, the world changes back to vanilla. I log back in, and I do my thing again. I'm playing. I'm doing my... I'm going, I'm whatever. And in the midst of me doing this, somebody logs in. And it's a different person from the one who caught me the first time. And also, over the course of these shenanigans and my time being whitelisted on the original world, I did snoop around their bases, and I learned a couple other usernames, plugged them into NameMC, didn't find anything interesting. We found one guy's Twitter and Twitch account, but had been inactive for a while, so just whatever. But somebody catches me again, and they're like, hey, who are you? And I'm like, okay, what are my options here? And I decide to name drop the guy who left me the signs, right? Because I was under the impression that he's the owner of the server. So I'm like, oh, I'm a friend of so-and-so. And they're like, oh, cool. And then they just leave me alone to play. So I continue playing with them on this server with me. And then the server admin logs in. The guy who left me the signs, he logs in. And I'm like, shit. I just name dropped this guy. He's gonna know that I'm not his friend. And so... yeah, Echo was in call for this one. So, oh yeah, this was another thing. I was in call again when this part happened. Like, people saw this happen. So, and this is a call that Goblin was in call for as well. So, I've just name dropped this guy. I'm kind of freaking out. I don't want to be banned again. You know? But also, I just said that I was this guy's friend, and he has no idea who I am, and I have no idea who he is. So... he logs in, and he goes, who are you? And I go, I sent you a friend request on Discord a while ago. And he goes, oh shit, I just cleared all of my Discord friend requests, sorry, resend it. So I resend the request, he accepts it, and he immediately calls me on Discord. Now, I'm not one to judge people very harshly. Not terribly, anyway. I try to be, like, understanding. I think most people were in the call for this one. This one happened at, like, a reasonable hour of the day. But a stranger, a full stranger who you have never met, and know only as the person who hacked into your Minecraft server, has friended you on Discord, and your first reaction is to call them on Discord. So of course, my interest is piqued. I pick up the call. So this guy is in call with me now, and he goes, who are you? Which is the question of the day at this point. I've been asked that like 4 times. And I go, hey, And then I explained the server situation to him. I explained, oh, I broke into your server accidentally. I beat your dragon because I'm a dick. I had fun doing it. Can you give me the seed to the world, please? And he goes, oh shit, I didn't know that they reuse their IPs. I'll be sure to put a whitelist on any future servers. Also, you don't seem that bad. You can stay on the server, like I'm not gonna kick you out. So, I'm still whitelisted on this server, by the way. I could go log on to it right now. But this guy ends the call by saying, anyway, I gotta go. I left a call that I was on. I left a call with my girlfriend for this. This man was on a call with his girlfriend and called a random stranger on Discord instead. Why on earth? Why on earth? Who does that? Like, who in their right mind is like, hold on, babe. This random guy who hacked into my Minecraft server has friended me on Discord. I gotta call him. I'll be right back. So the call ends. I rejoin call with the gang, and I explain what the fuck just happened. And I never got the world seed. He never sent it to me. Excuse me? Automod? What the hell? How dare you block Minecraft bros before hoes? I wonder that too, Bones. It's not really my place to ask. I don't know this person. But yeah, that's the trespassing server story. It's a very good one. I could call him. I really could, is the thing. And he might even pick up, is the funnier thing. But yeah, he said he'd give me the world seed because he did have it downloaded. And then he never did. So. God, I just wish I had that world seed so badly. It was such a fun challenge world. Like, I've asked. I did it, like, a couple of times. I didn't let him go about this. I was, like, very insistent upon getting that world seed. And I just never heard back from him. And, like, to his right, random stranger you just met bothering you about a Minecraft world seed, I'd be inclined to not give him the world seed, but you know. I can accept that, I was being annoying. But yeah, that's kind of the end. There was no grand triumphant ending to this one either. I trespassed on a server, beat their dragon. Oh, here's one more thing, actually. Is that during this time, I had also been trying to beat the dragon before them on the new world. And in my attempts to do so, I died. And I found out that their server had keep inventory on. And that all the servers they had been hosting had keep inventory on, but I just never found out because I hadn't died on any of them up until that point. Also, the way I died was a botched water bucket, which I think is very fitting. I just, like, jumped off a cliff and died. It's honestly kind of a flex to be like, oh, I didn't realize you had keep inventory on, I'm too much of a pro gamer. I probably could have told Milkboy I was streaming tonight. He probably would have enjoyed watching. Oh well. So yeah, that's the story. That's trespassing server story, and also, yes, it has been an hour and a half. It's been an hour since I've been playing the game, and that means I need to do my wrist stretches, so I'm gonna take a quick intermission. I'm gonna play more Minecraft music. I can't promise you that it won't be loud. But yeah, I'll be back in a bit. Alrighty, I see you guys were having fun without me. Roach. One moment. Alrighty. Oh boy, my computer's chugging a little. How is the music volume, by the way? There goes Minecraft. Damn it. Okay. It really does not like switching back to the game, huh? I can probably close some things, actually. It was a little quiet this time. Alright, that's good. Also, what do you guys think of my BRB screen? I'm honestly quite proud of how the Starting Soon and BRB screens turned out. They're a bit silly. I enjoy the lava cast. I was unreasonably happy that I found the actual Minecraft font to use. Minecraft really doesn't want to start. Oh, come on. I have more stories to tell, god damn it. Yeah, it was fun to make. Corey helped out with the picking up and dropping down the lava. Encoding overloaded. Consider turning down video settings or using a faster encoding method. Sorry, OBS. I don't know what that means. I'm sure it's fine. Uh-oh. Oh boy. My stream just went to the red there. Jeez. Yeah. I know. OBS is punishing me for being an idiot. I don't know what you want me to say. I deserve it. It's correct. I very well could have learned more about the thing I was going to be doing tonight, but you know, I didn't. Alright, let's see if this crashes Minecraft again. Ooh, black screen. That's entertaining. There we are. Wonderful. Alright, I hope you guys are enjoying this crisp 10 frames a second. I know I am. I also don't know how bad the delay is. I imagine it's not great. But here we are. Ooh, look at that ping. And listen to my computer chug. I was getting 0.2 frames per second. Thanks, OBS. Oh, Christ. That's funny. That's so funny. Alright. Things look to have settled down now. If the delay bothers you, refresh the stream and it should be okay. And if it doesn't, then enjoy the delay. Yeah, that's pretty terrible. Not much I can do about that. Guess you guys live with it. I can see... I can't tell if it's just because I've got, like, Google Chrome opened and I can see my stream chugging. In fact, I don't need to have this open because Bones will tell me if something goes wrong. I'm just gonna close that and hopefully it will make my stream lag less. Although, can I really trust Bones to tell me if something goes wrong, considering how this stream started? Where are we at? I sure can't. I'm sure it's fine. Alrighty, gang, welcome back. Minecraft has not crashed. This time. I have more stories to tell, if you guys want to hear another. We got 4 stories left to be read out. Or not read out, these are... The sweatpants one was like half read out. Anyway, 4 stories left. We have the Piss Bowl story, the Oleander story, the Big Quartz Rock story, and the Off-Brand Kinder Egg story. So, let me know which one you guys want to hear. Oleander. 1 vote for Oleander. Big quartz rock. That's a fun one. You see a tiebreaker? Anyone else got a vote? Also, to anyone on the edge of their seat to hear any one of these stories, I can't promise they'll all be told, just because I can only stream for so long, and when I tell stories like these, they have a habit of getting out of hand. But perhaps I'll stream again, maybe even on my own channel, and then you'll hear it then. Because honestly, I'm having fun. Alright, if we're not gonna have another vote, then I'm just gonna pick my favorite of the two. I'm gonna read the Big Quartz Rock story. Or tell the Big Quartz Rock story. Okay. So, this is another story from camping as a kid. This was a different campsite. This was one that specifically was at a lake that had been, over the course of, like, 10 to 20 years, had been slowly drying out. And so, basically the most interesting aspect of that was that there was, a series of docks going into the lake that were, like, slowly going further and further. Like, the shore just kept growing. So there were at least 5 of these, like, wooden docks, where one of them was on the water, and then 4 more of them were, like, further out into the shore and also just, like, increasingly weathered and old. And they just weren't upkept anymore because they weren't used anymore. So as a result, this was a beach that was mostly made up of land that had been underwater, like, recently. And so, it was, one of the effects of that was that the sand on that beach was so soft. It was the softest sand I'd ever felt on a beach. It was amazing. Another of the effects of that were that there were a lot of, like, really big rocks there, where, like, just the water flow had let them, and they were just, like, polished to a sheen. It was almost like beach glass, but just like rocks. It was a very cool beach. I actually don't think it exists anymore. I think the lake that it led into is fully dried up now, but it was cool while it lasted. So we were camping there, and I was hanging out with a bunch of my cousins. The important thing to note is I have truly so many cousins. I have like 15 on my father's side and more on my mother's, so like, there's a lot of us. So I was there camping with, I think, damn near all of my paternal cousins. And so we were just hanging out on the beach, just talking, and I was lying on the sand, and I had found a rock. And it was one of those rocks that like I was talking about, had been polished smooth, but it was like faceted kind of, but I was lying in the sand and I hadn't looked at it. I just found it while like running my hand through the sand, so I was holding it, and just like running it through the sand, moving it in my hand. It felt cool. It was a cool rock. We were talking. And I kind of like just spent a good hour playing with this rock while chatting with my family. And then we got called back up to go eat dinner. And so I'm like, alright, cool. And I like get up, and I look at the rock that I had been playing with, and it was a chunk of nearly clear quartz, like straight up quartz, bigger than my hand, that I had just found on the beach. Like, it was just straight up, like, a big piece of quartz that I had been playing with for the better part of an hour. And I just hadn't realized until then. So I was a kid who collected rocks, like, I knew what I was holding. And I flipped out shit! I was going nuts! I was like, holy shit, this is so cool! I showed it to everybody. I was like waving it around. I was showing it off. I was so excited. And like I brought it home with me. And as a kid who collected rocks, I had a place where I collected all my rocks. And because I'm a weird kid, I didn't exactly distinguish between this awesome piece of quartz and all of the rest of my rocks. So it just kind of went in a big Easter bucket I had that was full of mostly landscaping rocks. And that's where I kept it until I left, like I moved out of the house where that thing was, where that bucket was. And I never saw that quartz rock again. I still don't know what happened to it. I just assumed that it was, like, thrown out with the bucket, so... But yeah, that's the big quartz rock story. Found a big, giant piece of quartz rock, had it for a couple of years, lost it. There's another story at that campsite, actually, which is actually why I put this story on the list, was I knew I'd remember a couple other stories from that campsite. One of those, I know I've told this on stream before, but I'm telling it again, was, there were a bunch of these, like, little walking paths that cut through, like, just straight up forest in this campground. And one of them went to the beach and was extremely steep. Like, ridiculously so. And I think it was mostly used as, like, a biking path. So, it was, like, very... Like, there was a big groove in it where people had biked down, and there was not a lot of space to walk. It was a very narrow path. There were, like, bramble bushes on either side. And it led basically straight... The moment you got out of the forest, you were basically in the water of the lake. And so, one time, my cousins and I were racing to get to the lake, and some of them had taken that path. Because that was, like, the best shortcut, basically. Because it took you, like, straight to the water. And so I was like, hell yeah, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna take this path. And so I'm running down this path, and I suddenly realize, I'm running, and I'm not gonna be able to stop myself. And I'm gonna run straight into the water. And I don't want to get wet. So what did my child brain do? What did my panicked child brain do? I turned, and I ran straight into a bush. And it was not a soft bush. I had cuts all over myself, I had splinters, I was in a bad way, but in my mind it was better than running into the lake. So that's... Make of that what you will. Yeah. It was fun. It's a decent story now. This one's not even a story, this is just like a feature this campground had. This campground had a bunch of like playgrounds in it that were all hidden on these paths. And one of them was like the most hidden playground I've ever seen. It was like still in regular usage, like they kept it clean and everything, but it was just like very hard to find if you didn't know what you were looking for. And it had these swings that were like, you know, kind of like a carnival theme horse. It was like that. And for whatever reason, if you stood on these swings in the right way, I don't even know how to describe it. These are like the weirdest swings I'd ever seen. They weren't on chains. They were like static bars with hinges on the horse. And if you stood up on the horse and like rocked on the joint of it correctly, you could make it go really high up without trying very hard. And so these were just like the best swings I've ever had the pleasure of enjoying. Like, I still think about these damn horse swings. It was amazing. I gotta find it. I imagine there's a picture of them online somewhere. This was like a well-known campground. But, God, man, those swings are so cool. But yeah, that's the big quartz rock story. What do we have left? phone is about to die. Don't do that. Eh. Alrighty. I imagine I'm probably gonna go for like maybe another hour. Maybe not even. Actually, I think Oleander story. Yeah, I'll tell the Oleander story. But also, I think we might need to switch what I'm doing because I'm out of sandstone. Damn. Which means we get to go to the desert. I meant to do this off stream. I meant to have a lot of sandstone ready for this, and then I just didn't. So, that's kind of on me. Oh. Here's my funky little thing that I don't actually need to turn on yet. Are you? That's good, Echo. That means a lot. I mean, that's all I do. This is a working cactus. This guy's got a job. I meant the cactus in the nether. I'm not talking about myself. I'm in fact not a working cactus. Alrighty. Let's carve out some more desert, gang. Oh, my friend. I've been told that I'm fun to listen to. I've been told I should have a podcast by Dawson and Dawson alone. Echo, this may surprise you, but I like talking. Alright, Oleander story. Let's tell that one. That's a fun one. Hold on. This one needs, I think I actually have it favorited, because it drove me nuts. No, I don't have it favorited. I only have so many stories to tell, is the problem. I was, like, thinking about this for... Well, actually... Ooh, voice crack. I don't know how long I was actually thinking on which stories to tell. Ah, Bones, you're gonna make me cry. Aw. That's so nice. Okay. So this story is not so much a story, so much as it is a snapshot into what I am like as a person. This is one of my favorite pastimes. Or this story is about one of my favorite pastimes, which is finding some random topic and then completely losing my mind about it for a couple of days. So this one is, for reasons that can be expressed as Minecraft lore reasons on this very server that never actually got carried through. No, Bones, I actually couldn't tell that. It's crazy. Bones and Zircon as friends? I don't know if that's believable. So, for reasons, I was looking up poisonous flowers. Which, you know. And I found a beekeeping forum. A page on a beekeeping forum from 17 years ago. It's good we're being friends. 17 years ago, the question on a beekeeping forum was asked, honey from poisonous flowers. Now, here's something interesting. I'm sure this is because the formatting of the site has changed in the next 17 years, but this question is formatted like a poem. It reads, I know that oleanders and azaleas are poisonous. Oleanders have been used to make rat poison. Their roots, branches, leaves, flowers, and even their seeds are deadly. but I like oleanders very much because of their nice flowers. What happens if a bee collects nectar from a poisonous plant? What happens if I eat that honey? Would I die? That is the entire question. Now, already, this is already so intriguing. This is a question on a beekeeping forum from 17 years ago. My brain is whirring. It's like they've upkept this forum for 17 years? That's amazing. That was awful. Like, I'm very familiar with the fleeting nature of the internet, especially these days. To have a beekeeping forum be upkept for 17 years just drives me nuts. I was already fully enraptured in this story. But also, I start looking into the answers to this question. And the answer closest to when the question was asked was 8 years after the question was asked. This person did not get an answer for 8 years. And I actually am going to have to pause the game and look for the answer now. Because there were a number of answers on this, mostly amounting to maybe, but only if the bees only get flour from those plants. Like, this is just for curiosity's sake. Yes, there is such a thing as poisonous honey from oleanders and azaleas, but only if bees are exclusively fed on those plants, which is basically never a thing, because oleanders don't grow in, like, amounts large enough for that to really be a problem, and azaleas don't do that either, except in very specific cases where they do, and I will get into that later. Holy fuck, that's gotten tall. I mean, I guess I was building it, but, like, Christ. So, yeah, I'm just gonna get this last bit of sand, then I'm gonna open my camera roll and find the answers. Just in general, all of the answers. Okay. Another funny thing is, like, this happened a while ago. Like, there's no reason this should still occupy my mind, but it still kinda does. Oh, if you were around for the SM3 Squared season, you'll know that I was on Team Rat Poison. And, our team name was actually picked from that question. Okay. So, the answer, this is my favorite answer in that entire forum, which is, I'm no doctor, nor a poison expert, but I am familiar with the consumption of nectar located at the bottom of the pistils protruding from the flower. As a child, I knew the plant was poisonous, but doubted the nectar was. I consumed many times, as well as other flowers, never got sick. The oleander, ... That's the end of the answer. That's it. That's all. So, as far as I can tell, the oleander fucking got the question answer. But moving on from that, it started a kick. I had to find out more about poisonous honey. I went and I researched this to a truly ridiculous degree, just because it's like, man, that's super interesting. I'm so curious about poisonous honey now. So yeah, I could get into more of that. But it just... Hold on, I'll pull up some of what I had researched. So basically, poisonous honey is a thing. Like, it is a thing that happens with bees that are fed almost exclusively on plants that are poisonous to humans. But usually, the reason that poisonous oleander honey does not happen, because oleander is actually poisonous to arthropods as well. And so the bees that are fed on it in high enough concentrations to actually make poisonous honey just kind of die. They just don't really even get to make honey, they just kill their entire plant, or their entire hive first. So, yeah, that's the end of oleander tea, or oleander honey, excuse me. But as for azaleas, azalea honey actually does happen. So azaleas are poisonous to humans for the reason of they are very high in. Hold on, I have the name pulled up somewhere. The flower got them. Okay, I can't find it right now. There's so many pages in here that are just about poisonous flowers. Oh, okay, one more important aspect of this little research project is that it led to me finding quite literally the best page on Wikipedia. Second best, sorry. The best page on Wikipedia, in my humble opinion, is the Wikipedia page for Yahtzee. Because if you read that page, you will find the most needlessly convoluted, needlessly detailed, exceedingly it's just ridiculous. It's like, who put all of this effort into the Yahtzee Wikipedia page? And this is actually one of those pages that has a warning on it that's like, hey, this page has been said to have an unreasonable amount of detail. I love it. There's strategies, it just goes into detail to no end about these stupid. Oh god, it's ridiculous. And so, but yeah, the second best page on Wikipedia, in my humble opinion, is the page simply known as Bees and Toxic Chemicals. Now, here's the thing. It's not a long read, despite what you may think. Here's the thing. I read a lot of Wikipedia. I enjoy it a lot. I donate to Wikipedia every time it asks me to, because I read so much Wikipedia. It's just a really great way to pass the time. And you get a feel for when a Wikipedia page has been written by many authors, and when a Wikipedia page has been written by very few authors. And there's something to be said for, like, how exactly you can tell that. It's like, oh, there's a bit of, like, a personalized tone here. Oh, there's a bit of, like, a weird wording here that if there were more editors on this page, it would have been smoothed out. But the Bees and Toxic Chemicals page is one of those pages that I guarantee has had at most 5 editors in its entire lifetime. It is written with such a personal tone. Echo, you can't interrupt me. Now I have to talk about that. Ludwig Wikipedia source. God damn it. Okay, I'm going to talk about that very briefly and then get back on topic, because basically there's fucking skeletal deformities was another thing that I went on a very long kick reading about on Wikipedia, because they have a lot of pictures and I really enjoy looking at those, because it's like, oh, look at that, a fucked up skeleton. Anyway, the streamer Ludwig has a skeletal deformity. And in reading that Wikipedia page, I can't actually remember the name of the deformity right this second. I'm sure somebody else knows. But basically, it was in the popular culture thing, I think, like the references in popular culture section. They said Ludwig, or like streamer Ludwig has this condition. And then they sourced it. Yes, Pectus excavatum. And they had a source, and then they had a tag after it that read unreliable source. So I'm like, okay, I have to see what their source is. And I click it, and it is a tweet from Ludwig that said $1 million to drink Fireball out of my chest hole. That is what Wikipedia defines as an unreliable source. And I hope you all are delighted to know that, as I was when I learned that, because I laughed very hard when I learned that. Okay. So, what was I talking about? Oh yeah. The image with it is very good, but, like, it is just... I mean, it's a source. You indeed can tell that he has textus excavatum from it. But, like, damn. So yeah. The bees and toxic chemicals page. You get a feel for what a Wikipedia page has had a lot of writers just because, like, there's something to be said for a lot of Wikipedia having a lot of editors where there's a very impersonal tone. Like, you can tell that it's been filtered through so many people that there's no one with any stake in it anymore that's writing on these pages. And so because of that, I adore the bees and toxic chemicals page. Because it has at most, like, I'd even guess it maybe has 3 editors on it. Like, I'd say 5 just because redundancy, but I'd even guess 3. It cannot have been a lot of people who wrote this page. And I just love it. It's like, it goes into a little bit of detail about whatever. I don't love it for the content. It actually was rather disappointing for the content of the page, because honestly, the sources on it are garbage. It talks about bees, or it talks about honey sometimes containing morphine from bees that were fed primarily on poppies, but it does not have a source for that, and I could not find a source for that, because in looking it up, I found out that there was a song called Toxic Honey by, I think, by the Poppies, or something like that, which meant that I could not find any information about that at all. And that was disappointing. But yeah, I kind of just went on a kick researching bees and toxic flowers. So, one of the things I learned about is called mad honey. So, basically, azaleas have, I believe it's called a greotoxin, are what they are high in, and that's what makes them poisonous to humans. But it's not poisonous to bees, which means that bees fed primarily on azaleas can make azalea honey and not die. And so people found out that if you feed bees primarily on azaleas, and then you eat that honey, as little as a tablespoon of it can kill you, but also it's hallucinogenic. So of course it's sold as a drug. Because people are just like that, huh? But yeah, it's sold as a drug. I believe it's sold by the name Mad Honey. There's also a Turkish name for it because in Turkey there's actually the right growing conditions to have fields of azaleas. That's generally not a thing you can grow in most places, but they have the right conditions, so fields of azaleas do just get grown there. Well, Bones, considering that it's already hallucinogenic, I think not good things. Then again, I don't even know if yeast could survive in it. I mean, it is kind of toxic. Or no. Yeah, no, meat is made with yeast. Okay. Well, Bones, you're gonna send me down another research rabbit hole, I hope you know that. What else did I look up about poisonous honey? I still have these tabs pulled up. But yeah, basically any rhododendron plant has high concentrations of greotoxin, which a lot of rhododendron plants are flowering. So you know, you get a funny little situation. I used to know more just off the top of my head about this stuff, but it has been a little while since I went down this rabbit hole. I was, like, incapable of shutting up about it for a good couple of days, maybe even a week. I mean, I did just kind of go on a rant about it now, so I don't know if I'm as over it as I'd like to say I am, but... You know... Could be worse. Alrighty. Jeez, it's almost 11 p.m. Where did the time go? I know that Corey has to head out. So... Well, I guess there's always the VOD for Corey to watch. I'm not making a podcast. If I'm doing this and it's going to be a thing, then you guys have to wait for me to stream, god damn it. I'm not making a podcast. I've already been called rude things concerning podcasts because I like to listen to them when I was in elementary school. I don't need to add flame to that fire. Nice and careful around this cactus. Don't want to be a little beast. Destroy the natural flora of the area. You know, that's what we're concerned about here, the natural flora. In this desert that I am consuming. I really like mining for sandstone. It's one of the few blocks that you can collect, like... I truly think it's the only stone block you can collect with with instant mining without a beacon. Which means that it's really easy to just, like, go around and do. I think Dawson needs a podcast too. He'd be a good podcaster. Alrighty. Well. I suppose. Let's see. I also just don't know that I could talk like this if I wasn't playing Minecraft. I feel like I would get very distracted. More distracted than I already have been getting. Good night, Corey. Have a good sleep. Sweet dreams. Sleep well. Thanks for joining me in this endeavor. Have a good night. Alrighty. Well, I'm not tired yet. Well, I'm a little tired. I could probably tell one more story. Okay, we have 2 stories left on the list. So, you guys tell me which one you guys want to hear. We have the Piss Bowl story, or the off-brand Kinder Egg story. And then that will probably be the last story of the night, so pick carefully. Kinder Egg? Alright. The thing is, Bones, you were the only one in this group who actually was involved in this story. I know that other people got told it later, but I know specifically you were involved because I was texting you while it was happening. So, this was last summer. And something to note about my summers is that usually I am left alone during them, because my family makes plans that I do not participate in. And this has just kind of been the case since I was a kid. I'm, like, fine with it. I like my alone time. As evidenced by the fact that I fully could have had any number of people in call tonight, and I'm alone here. And so, I was, just chilling, hanging out. I was on my own, house is empty, and I'm like, I'm gonna walk to 7-Eleven. So I walked to 7-Eleven. I walked to my neighborhood 7-Eleven. And they have a promotion going on. Where it's like, hey, if you buy a Kinder Egg, you'll get a bunch of 7-Eleven points and you can get a free Slurpee. And I'm like, great. I want to buy 2 Kinder Eggs because I haven't had those in a while, and I love them. So I buy, and you might be assuming from the title of this story that things do not go to my plan. So I buy some Kinder Eggs, what I think are Kinder Eggs. And they are Hot Wheels branded. It's a strong start. So I buy them, I'm excited to have them. And I find out, no, these are off-brand Kinder Eggs, and as such, they do not apply to the 7-Eleven promotion. Which means I did not get the extra points. So that annoyed me. But I was like, okay, whatever, it's chocolate. So I eat one of them. And it is terrible. It is god-awful. It is so bad. It's just awful. Oh my god. Like there's bad chocolate, but this chocolate actually tasted like plastic. It was so terrible. But I was like, okay, it's official Hot Wheels branded. I'm going to get a cool toy out of this, right? Right? No! I open it up. Very clearly, upon opening it up, it is not a real Kinder Egg. There is completely different eggshell. It's like white instead of yellow. It's not a yolk. And so I open it up, and I can see the paper in there that's like, this is the toys that can come in these eggs. And I'm like, cool. And it's a bunch of different cars. And I'm like, rad. I'm gonna get a little mini Hot Wheels. No. Because I open up mine. It's like in, plastic package, like clear plastic packaging. And it's a little charm? I don't know what it's supposed to be. I think maybe a pencil topper or something, but it... Okay, actually an important thing to note. I had just gotten Crocs. Like, I had just gotten a pair of Crocs as, like, shoes to have and to wear. I was the proud owner of a brand new pair of Crocs when this happened. And I thought, man, this kind of looks like it could be a Croc charm. So I open it up, and it smells like gasoline. It's really terrible quality plastic, it smells like gasoline, it's awful. And I'm like, alright, I'm throwing this away. So, I throw it out, and I'm like, okay, well, I saw on the little packaging that there are in fact cars with this, and I got 2 eggs. What are the chances I'll get another one of those Croc charm things? Apparently pretty good, because I got another of those damn... It was a different pattern, even. They had made 2 of these. Terrible, terrible toys. Like, why would you put that in there? Even if I was the intended recipient of this thing, even if I really wanted to eat shitty chocolate that tasted like plastic, and I really wanted to get a Hot Wheels toy, no child on Earth would be happy with a pencil topper when they could have had a little plastic car. Right? Like, truly, why on earth did they do this? So, I open up the other one. It also smells like gasoline, but the design is a little cooler than the first one. So I'm like, great. I'm gonna put this on my Croc, I'm gonna put my Crocs outside, and I'm gonna wait for the smell to dissipate. And so I did that. And so, yeah. The thing eventually broke because it was shitty plastic, bad quality. But I did, in fact, wear it on my shoes for a while. And when people were like, where did that come from? I was like, oh, well, you see, I bought an off-brand Kinder Egg, and instead of getting literally any of the cool toys they advertised, I got the worst ones. It's worth noting that strong smells give me headaches, and the instant I opened up the first toy, I got a headache from it, so like, I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to put on my shoe. I don't know why I thought it was a good idea to open the second one, honestly. It was like really shitty plastic rubber. It was just terrible. A disappointing situation from any angle. You know what, that was a short story. I'll just tell the last story and then I'll be done. I feel like that's fair. I know that the piss bowl story is long, though. But also, we're coming up on... I should take a break for my wrist. You know what? Whatever. I'll tell the piss bowl story. So, this is one that I guarantee most people who know me have heard, because I really like telling this story, because it is just absurd. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. So, this is another story featuring my cousins. When I was a kid, I would get paid to babysit my cousins, but like babysit in air quotes, where the parents were still in the house. They just wanted to like drink sangria. And so they were like, okay, someone needs to watch our kids who's a bit more responsible. And I was what was known as a quiet kid, aka I was very boring. So I was the responsible one. And I got paid for it, so it's like whatever. As a little kid, getting any amount of money to just like sit and hang out with my cousins was absolutely worth it. So I'd just go and I'd sit in their basement and our parents would be upstairs drinking booze. And, it's important to note, I wasn't like a little kid. I was old enough that I could be like taking care of these people. It's just that I didn't really have to. So, I basically was just there to keep the kids minding their own business. And, I'd just chill in their basement. So it was an unfinished basement, but it did have a bathroom. This is important to note. It fully had a bathroom. And, I was just chilling there, playing their Xbox, they were watching their whatever. And I'm kind of, like, snooping around. I'm bored. I'm looking through their drawers. And I open a drawer. And there's a bowl full of yellow liquid in the drawer. And I call one of my cousins over and I'm like, hey, what's this? And he goes, oh, that's the piss bowl. And I go, why? And he says, the bathroom is too far away. Here's the thing. The bathroom is not too far away. The bathroom is closer than the drawer that the piss bowl was in. And this is not like a covered bowl. This is like a, like, you know what you'd like put popcorn in? It's that. It is a bowl clearly just taken from their kitchen that probably even had chips in it before it was used for this. Like just a white plastic bowl that is currently full of piss. And so I'm horrified. But also, I'm like, okay, I'll just leave this alone. I don't need to involve myself in this at all. So whatever. I leave it alone. I don't bring it up to anyone. I just ignore it. Whatever. So a couple weeks pass, and I'm babysitting them again. And the curiosity is killing me. I have to look in the drawer again, right? So I open the drawer. Oop, thunderstorm. I open the drawer. Sure enough, there's a bowl there. Full of red liquid. And I go, what's this? I call my cousin over, I go, what's this? He says, it's the piss bowl. And I go, why is it red? He says, we poured Gatorade in it. And I was like, okay, you know what? Whatever. Again, I'm in a situation, I'm just gonna let this go. I don't need to press anyone on this one. I truly just, like, whatever. So, I never brought it up to anyone, is the thing. I was like, this is terrible, and I hate it, and I'm never gonna bring it up to anyone, because no one... I was, like, at an age where it's like, this is a problem that will go away if I never say anything about it. And so I never brought it up to any, like, their parents. That was bad. And so, like, another little while passes. Still bad. Ah. There we go. And I get called back to babysit again, and the curiosity is killing me, I have to. And I look, and the bowl is gone. And I never asked about it because I was like, I don't want to know about it. I just sincerely didn't want to know. And so yeah, that's the piss bowl story. Kind of horrendous. And I guess with that, that's the end of my stream, probably. 2.5 hours, it's not bad. Not quite on the level of, like, a bone stream or anything, but, you know, we can't all be insane. Yeah, it was Gatorade, at least. I can count my lucky stars that it was Gatorade. Because if I had to bring up, like, a medical issue like that to my aunt, and say I found out about it because of the piss bowl, I think it would be terrible, you know? He signed me up for 5 hours, damn. Well, Bones, prepare to be disappointed, I guess. He's all running. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna keep playing Minecraft. I'm just out of things to talk about, and also my jaw hurts. So if people want to watch me sit here and silently play Minecraft, that's also fine. But I think that I will bore people. And there are better things to watch. And better people to watch, truly. So, I'm gonna turn this on. This is a chunk loader, by the way. I didn't have to turn it on during the stream, so I never really explained it, but it's just gonna keep this chunk loaded when I log off. I'm gonna switch to intermission. Didn't mean to show the server list. Don't look at that. And then we're gonna find someone to raid. I almost just said Addicts Bones is live. No shit. Okay. Spieler's live. We like Spieler. I'm getting an ad on Spieler's channel. Also, I've never sent a raid through. That's fun. I don't actually think I can. Yeah, I don't know if that did anything. That did nothing. Okay. Well, Bones, you're gonna have to send the raid through. But yeah, when we get to Spielers, say, what's our raid message? That's fun, something fun to think about. If you have the Addicts Be Lovin' This Dude, you should spam that one because it's really great. Join the raid, you get funny channel points that you can use to play videos like this. That was terrible. My thing is lagging very badly. OBS does not like that I opened Chrome. Just say hi to Spieler. Say hi from Zircon. Tell him how much you enjoyed my stories. Really, just compliment me. That's the important thing here.
My cat died today. Get a new one.
I actually haven't seen that. I can't talk over this. I very specifically made the sound alerts take up the whole screen on either starting soon or intermission because I thought that was funny. It doesn't take up the whole screen on the actual gameplay. On the other end of it now, I enjoyed it. I really like Cacophony. It makes me happy every time I hear it. Every time I watch it. But yeah, say hi to Spieler for me. Have a good night. Good night.